Hello, folks. My name is Detroit Miracle, and welcome to this episode of Relationship Facts. In this such episode, I will be talking about trial periods, or in fact, the trial period which comes before the actual relationship between couples. Okay, ready or not, here I come. So, when a girl meets a guy or a guy meets a girl, they're not absolutely sure at that moment if they will wind up together, but one or both parties are attracted to each other. Hey, sometimes both at the same time feel an attraction from one another. So they take things in a proper course which builds up to a relationship, such as when the guy gives the woman his number and the woman gives the guy his number. And both have an understanding that in order to get things to the next level, there must be a phone call. And usually it's customary for the guy to call the woman first because women don't like to look desperate that way. Some of them may wait around for the phone to ring, but they are not going to give that impression. So the phone call happens, and we are in the trial stages at this time. So there's a phone call, and then it must be a mutually accepted good conversation between both parties, which are pre-couples. Yeah, that's a good word. You might say they are pre-couples at that stage during the trial period. So they have a conversation, blah, 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 both hang up. And then there's usually another conversation over the phone. Okay. So it might be as many phone conversations as it has to be or needs to be before there's a first date where both parties get together and seek to learn more about each other from an up close and personal. So the man and woman as a couple or a pre-couple goes out on a date. They sit down. Now let's assume things go the way they would like. So that means the guy and the girl made a good impression upon each other. So it's going well, but they are not still in a relationship because the trial period has to continue on. Now, disregard this situation if the guy gets with the woman and then there is a one night type of thing, which is certainly heated, but that is another story. And even if that's the case, then there is a mutual understanding that both parties do not intend upon engaging in a serious relationship, but rather mutually accepted togetherness in that particular way. But let's assume that both are hoping to meet the one that they would want to spend more time with and be with in a serious way. So they are on that date, the date goes well, and then blah, 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 he takes her home, she takes him home, or they go their separate ways. So there is some type of understanding that he will call her again to maybe set up another date or they will meet again somewhere in person. Now, that is still the trial period. It's still going on. When I say trial period, that means that nothing is guaranteed And usually a guy wants to be accepted by a woman. So she's usually the judge in that affair of things, meaning she could choose at some point to kick the guy to the curb during the trial period, that is, or she can choose to continue on further in this relationship. Now, if the guy is incredibly rich, that means his options are wide open because a rich guy could get with just about any type of woman on the planet when and if she's available. So, if it's a case where the guy is extremely successful or rich and he's seeking a serious relationship with a woman and she is not that successful, but instead is hoping to find someone who is successful enough to take care of her and support her, then the guy is running the trial period stage and it is his choice and decisive to kick her to the curb and then go his own separate way. Yes, it works like that during the trial period stage because success does factor in to relationships. We know it's something called love, caring, attraction, but money is always a factor in any and every relationship because at a certain time, things have to be paid for. So, during this trial stage, if the couples decide to continue on, then that means it's getting more and more serious as they go to different stages of the trial period. But no matter what stages they go, they are still in the trial period stage because both are still uncommitted to a relationship with one another. That means that either party involved can have a existing relationship outside of that trial period and do as they want to do because like I said, they have not fully or totally committed to something with one another by saying that I will only be with you if you only be with me in a serious relationship or in this relationship which we are seeking to build together. Yes, people. Now we know it comes after the trial period and that stage of things, and if both have made it beyond that, then of course you give them an A plus. Hey, but just because you make it out of the trial stage, that is no complete definite guarantee that the relationship is going to work out or continue on as you would hope it to be and do. Yeah, but that is another story though. Well, folks, this concludes the lesson for this evening, and I'd appreciate it if all of you would drop those likes, comments, and up those subscriptions to me, Detroit Miracle. Peace out, people.